With over 200,000 vehicles traveling I-635 every day, and millions passing our work sites every week, one of the greatest risks on the LBJ East project is that our workers, client representatives, and the public are working adjacent to live traffic. We're committed to protecting our people from the risks of working adjacent to live traffic. That's why proper traffic control is one of our top priorities on the LBJ East project, to protect and keep our workforce, our client representatives, and the traveling public safe. In construction, plans change, and they can change rapidly. We have to constantly adapt to these changes. Traffic patterns change, sometimes daily or even hourly, as work crews perform different aspects of the work. Drivers can be confused by traffic control changes. Plus, they can be distracted, frustrated, or stressed when slow traffic makes them late to their destination. It's our job to help drivers adapt to changing traffic patterns and slower speeds. To eliminate preventable accidents in our work zones and to ensure that workers, client representatives, and drivers are protected during construction, we follow 4 rules of the road: approved traffic control plans, positive protection, clear communication, and evaluation. Rule number 1: implement only approved traffic control plans that meet applicable standards during approved time periods. The basis of controlling the traffic is detailed in a traffic control plan that is developed in accordance with the Texas Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices or approved TEX.TCP standards. Only TCPs that are released for construction and meet all applicable standards are approved and can be used on the project. Plan ahead. To get approval, crews must ask for lane closures at least 48 hours in advance, and full highway closures need at least 7 days' notice to implement. Approved TCPs must be followed as detailed. Every sign, device, and distance must be set up as detailed on the approved TCP. Approved TCPs must be implemented only during approved time periods. An approved TCP is required for all flagging operations. Unapproved or improvised lane closures or flagging operations are not tolerated. And all project personnel must follow our standards and best practices when implementing TCPs. Best practices. All workers within 20 feet of traffic and not behind a barrier must wear high visibility clothing, including reflectors on hard hats, safety glasses, gaiters, and a Class 3 vest. All traffic control personnel, including flaggers, must wear high-vis pants both day and night. TMAs and police officer shadow vehicles are always used during sign pre-staging and traffic control setup. One police officer is used on every closed lane for all main lane closures and mobile operations. Forward setup and forward pickup of main lane closures must be under protection of a police officer slow roll. Rule number 2. Establish positive protection between our workers, our clients' representatives, and the traveling public. Where practical, work behind barriers or in front of TMAs. Workers in the work zone must be behind a barrier as much as practical. When a barrier can't be used, a TMA is placed in closed lanes before the work zone to protect our workers. Keep TMAs as close to the workers as possible. Keep drivers safe and reduce the chance of impact by protecting them from any rigid obstruction. Protect motorists from driving off the road, down an edge or a slope by using a barrier or other approved means. Protect the edge condition with a barrier or correct the slope. Properly align barriers and crash cushions offset from the lane line. Rule number 3. Establish clear communication between traffic control and construction crews before and during all operations and lane closures. Work within lane closures requires diligent communication to properly protect our workers. And while communication is everyone's responsibility, there are special protocols for crew leaders. The supervisor or superintendent designates a foreman or crew leader as the point of contact and explains where the crews, equipment, and material will be in the lane closures per the approved TCP. When the approved TCP is fully set up, the traffic control supervisor notifies the foreman that it is ready for the construction crew to enter the work area. The crew never enters the lane closure until the traffic control supervisor confirms the lane closure is ready. When the work is complete, the crew makes the work zone ready for pickup. This means the roadway is clear of workers, equipment, materials, and debris. There are no barrier blunt ends and no edge drop-offs, and the road is safe for the public. When the work area is ready for pickup, the foreman notifies the traffic control supervisor. Traffic control picks up the lane closure, and the road is reopened to traffic. Rule number 4. Evaluate the effectiveness of our plan. It's up to us to keep everyone safe. This means everyone working on the site, visiting the project, and passing through. We rely on our team to always be on guard, looking out for each other and the public. To stay safe, we stay vigilant. Everyone stays aware of their surroundings and steps back regularly to evaluate whether any workers are exposed to live traffic or other hazards. Whenever there's an issue, we fix it right away. If we are not protected, we stop work, regroup, and set up properly. Working near live traffic is dangerous. These 4 basic rules of the road help us and the traveling public stay protected. Approve traffic control plans. Plan for and set up a safe work zone. In addition to following the approved TCP and project standards, understand and follow our standards and best practices. Positive protection. Work behind a barrier whenever possible to make sure you and the traveling public are protected. Clear communication. Remember to contact the traffic control supervisor at each handoff point and whenever work in the lane closure changes. Do not enter any lane closure until the traffic control supervisor gives approval. Evaluation. To keep everyone safe, have a heightened awareness of how the traffic control is working. Always be on the lookout for changes or new hazards. Our commitment to keeping our workers and the public safe during road construction means we all return home safely every day. That is why we always follow the rules of the road.